I think the big question should be, do you want to work in your 70s? Do you want to wake up in the morning and still head to work in your 80s, even in your 60s? If you really think about it, right, what advantage do we, the young ones, have over people that are retired?
Hello guys, welcome back again. This is Chuka Nwachukwu, your investment advisor. Retirement has never been so exciting. So today we're going to discuss what you should do to retire well, to live well after retirement. So I'm going to be bringing in a colleague, a friend, a brother who will basically just give us one or two investment ideas that we can get into when we retire. FAHAD,
thank you.
Welcome again. I thought I had to bring you back so we can discuss this topic. This topic captures both the young and the old. Talk about retirement. Like I said earlier, it's not the words some people want to hear at all, you know.
Yeah.
And so what can people look out for? I mean, why would I want to be excited about retirement?
Thank you very much, Chuka. I think the big question should be, do you want to work in your 70s? Do you want to wake up in the morning and still head to work in your 80s, even in your 60s, right? This is the age where you get to enjoy what you've worked for.
Yeah.
This is the age where you get to relax,
Yeah.
rest, and most importantly, take care of your health, so that your life expectancy can be better.
Yeah.
We have seen several instances where our parents, right, our retired parents, by the way, have to wait for their children to send them money before they can feed or before they can do some basic amenities. These are people that have worked, right, over the years. They have done several jobs, but retirement age now that they can't work anymore, they are depending on their children to come fund for them. We've also seen instances where our parents are on TV, on live TV, protesting over their unpaid pension, right? We all know the country that we live in, you know, pension sometimes can get delayed, right? Especially our government workers that are not being paid pension. And, you know, you wonder, okay, what happens to the money that they've earned over the years? It's not like they didn't plan. They probably did not plan well. So how do we avoid these mistakes? How do we ensure that we do not go through the same thing that they went through? Yeah. That's why we are here today, and that's why I'm excited to be with Chuka. You know, to walk you all through your investment journey and take you to the investment promised land.
Thank you very much, FAHAD. I like the last statement you made. How do we ensure that you retire and you retire well? And those are the basic things that most retirees worry about. As they say, you start planning your retirement from the first day you earn your salary. So what can one do from the first day he or she earns her first salary to the age of I think it's 60 years or 35 years? It depends on the state of age, and 35 years work service. Yeah. So walk us through from day one. What are the things that one needs to do in order to avoid a retirement crisis?
Thank you very much, Chuka. So, if you really think about it, right, what advantage do we, the young ones, have over people that are retired? It's one thing, age and time. We have time to make things right ahead of our retirements, but for them the time is here already. They no longer have time to correct their mistakes, but rather we have the time, you know, to plan ahead of our own retirement. Now, how do we now make this time a tool, you know, a weapon to fight poverty at retirement? It is through compound interests, through the power of compounding.
Okay.
Right? How does it work? As a farmer, I have a seed, right? Corn seed.
Yeah.
I get to plant it, right? When I plant it, I get a corn, right? A whole corn.
Yeah.
And I can decide, okay, let me replant this full corn, right? I started with one seed though.
Yeah.
Then I replant the full corn. What happens? I get many corn.
Yeah.
And like that, it keeps growing and growing and growing. That's the power of compounding. I earn today, I invest it, I earn interest on my investments. When I earn interest on my investments, I reinvest the interest. I don't spend it. I reinvest that interest, and like that, I keep reinvesting my interest and my capital, and before you know it, I would grow. And what tool do we need for compound investment? Time. You have to start as early as possible, as well as consistency, discipline. You have to make sure that if you're doing it monthly, if you're saving monthly, if you're saving weekly, if you're saving yearly, you have to make sure that you are consistent and you abide by it. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? Let's assume you say, okay, every month I want to save, let's say 50,000, right? Every month and you start at age 25, right? If you start saving at age 25 to 65 at 10% per annum, right, you will be able to, I don't want to use the word save, you would have earned a total of over 300 million at age 65 when you retire. But if you start that same strategy at age 35, by the time you are 65, you would have earned 120 million only. So because of that 10-year gap, you have lost 180 million. If you now go further that, okay, I'm now 45 before I want to start saving that amount, you should see, how much you're putting on the table. So you don't have to earn a lot of money. A lot of people would say, how much am I earning that I'm going to start investing or saving for retirement? I've not even had anything to eat today, talk less of retirement. I remember when I started working freshly then, I remember you mentioned something to me, Chuka, if you remember. You said out of your salary, when I was working, I was not earning as much as your salary. When I started my career, I was not earning as much as you. So it would be wise if you can cut your coat according to your size and save a part of your salary. And since then, my salary is segmented, right? There's a part that goes into investing, right? There's a part that goes into emergency funds. There's a part that goes into my daily spending and my monthly spending. And there's a part, most importantly, that goes into retirement.
Fantastic.
Right? There's an account where retirement fund is going to, no matter how little, even if it is 10,000 naira, right? You can keep saving into that retirement account. Just be putting it every month. So that at the end of the day, even if your pension fund administrator, your PFA, does not give you, your entitled pension, you know that there is something, that you can use to manage yourself, that you can fall back on. And you don't have to wait for your children, right, to send you money before you can put food in your mouth. So very, very importantly, like I mentioned, is this compound interest. It is the biggest tool, that you can use to your own advantage, so that by the age of retirement, you would live a happy and peaceful life.
So basically, I was always say, look, if you are not able to save when you earn 10 naira, even when you earn 10 billion, you still will not be able to save.
Very true.
And that is about, that's the secret about saving, the secret of investment.
Yes.
And that is because as you earn, your appetites keep growing.
Yes.
Your appetite when you earn 1 million certainly not be the same as when you earn 5 million.
5 million, yeah.
Okay, and that is where discipline comes into play.
Correct.
One has to be consistent. You have to discipline yourself. You have to be able to ensure that look at what you've just said now. You have different. Your salary comes in, and you've segmented it to different portfolios.
Yes.
So what instrument, because I want the viewers, we can't just say compound interest. People, a lot of folks knows, a lot of people don't know. Let's just be, what exactly can they invest in?
Thank you very much. There are various investments that you can put your money into to make sure that you are earning compound interest ahead of retirement. Number one is my always safest option, treasury bill.
Of course, yeah.
Right? So it's very safe, and your interest is even upfront. So because you're earning interest upfront, you reinvest that interest, and you keep rolling it over and over and over and over. You understand? So time value of money, is very, very, is of a very, very big advantage there. So Treasury bills, it's one of those. If you want to learn how to invest in treasury bills, you can check on Chuka's previous videos where we spoke about investing in treasury bills and how you can go about that. Also, stock market. The Nigerian stock market has been doing well lately. This year it's done very, very well, same as last year. So you can also put your money into the Nigerian stock market, and make sure if you are really compounding your investment, as you are earning your dividend, put it back in.
Exactly.
Nigerian stock market gives you wonderful dividends. As you are earning it, put it back in. Reinvest that dividend, and you keep reinvesting and you keep reinvesting. Also, another option is your pension at work, right? You can meet up with your PFAs and say, okay, I want to increase the amount that I pay into my pension account, my retirement savings account. That's also an alternative. You can also invest in bonds, FGN bonds, if you want to, depending on what you can afford, your pocket and all of that, and your salary. You can also invest in the money markets, mutual funds. Money markets, very, very good, because with money markets you can even increase your compounding. You can compound your investments monthly. You understand? Every month you keep, the turnover will be high. And so on and so forth. So those are different options.
Thank you very much, Fahad. I think the take here is we're not talking to just people who work in government, people who work in private sector. We're also talking to business people, right? Because I think that one of the problems most businesses in Nigeria face is that owners don't reinvest in the business.
Yes.
And that's why you see that an average lifespan of any lounge in Lagos or Nigeria is between 18 months to 2 years.
2 years.
Because once the first profit comes in, rather than investing at least 65 to 70% of those profits into the business, people use it to lounge. Pardon my language. Thank you very much, Fahad. This is an insightful conversation. It's something that I thought we should discuss. As you invest, you need to be able to save for the rainy days. Thank you very much, Fahad.
Thank you, Chuka.
Thank you so much, Jan. Viewers, you've heard it. So start planning for your retirement from day one, and then you have a healthy retirement. And most importantly, please, for those who still have life about 20, 30 years, to go, this is for you mainly. Mistakes that our folks have made, we don't want to make such mistakes. So start investing from day one. No amount is too small. So that as you grow, you start earning two things. One, you're saving. Secondly, you're able to know about all form of investment opportunities, and so that when you retire and then the bulk money is paid to you, you don't jump into any business that people, all sorts of advisors. Oh no, you do this business and then you make a whole lot of money. No, never get involved in any business that you don't have control over or you don't know anything about. And that is one of the major problems that most retirees have. They go into a business that they've never been involved in, and at the end of the day, they lose out. So guys, you've heard it all. Till we meet again. This is your investment advisor, Chuka Nwachukwu. Bye-bye for now.